everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Hollyoaks has aired a cruel twist for Mercedes McQueen in the show's latest episode. Mercedes was recently given the heartbreaking news that she wasn't responding to her bowel cancer treatment and that they weren't able to access the chemotherapy drugs that she needed. She decided to take matters into her own hands and aimed to acquire the drugs illegally. And while she initially asked Freddie for help, he said that he had to stay on the right side of the law to try and get his daughter Lexi back. Best streaming services. Mercedes then blackmailed Grace after finding out that she knew her son Curtis was responsible for causing Lexi's accident several months ago and pressured her into getting the drugs for her. Last week, Grace reluctantly made a secret trip to Germany and returned with the drugs Mercedes needed. In today's episode, Mercedes came to Grace upset after JJ's recent health scare made her question her own mortality. She was concerned that they didn't know how to administer the drugs they acquired, but Grace had an idea of who to get in touch with. Hollyoaks' Chelsea Healy confirms return after dancing on ice stint. Mercedes went to see Miss Ba, who was hopeful that she had decided to restart her hospital treatment, but Mercedes instead showed her the bag of chemotherapy drugs. Miss Ba was concerned as to how she had got these drugs illegally and explained that they are toxic and need to be handled with care. Mercedes asked for Miss Ba's help to administer the drugs, saying that she didn't know how to, but Miss Ba stressed that as a doctor, she would get into trouble. Hollyoaks star heaps praise on Emmerdale amid similar storylines. But as Miss Ba examined the drugs more closely, she made a shocking discovery and realized that they had been labeled incorrectly and are nothing but paracetamol. In a cruel twist, she admitted to a devastated Mercedes, "They're not going to cure your cancer." Later this week, Miss Ba will try and get Grace to convince Mercedes to continue with her treatment, as stopping to acquire these drugs may have jeopardized her health. But with Mercedes determined to do things her way, what will she decide to do next? The lights flicker in The Dog in the Pond as Mercedes McQueen stands behind the bar, laughing with her usual bravado, clinking glasses with customers. But beneath her charismatic facade, a storm is brewing. In tonight's episode, which premiered early on streaming, a cruel twist is revealed that will change Mercedes' life forever, sending shockwaves through the village and sparking new battles she never saw coming. 1. A night of celebration. The episode opens with Mercedes celebrating a minor victory. She's finally convinced the pub's landlord to give her more control over operations. Ever since her return to Hollyoaks, Mercedes has been on a mission to reclaim her life and regain her footing in the village, despite the setbacks. As she laughs with friends and family, all seems well, but the joy is short-lived. 2. Mysterious text messages. As the night unfolds, Mercedes receives a string of mysterious text messages. At first, she ignores them, assuming it's a prank or another minor annoyance. But the messages grow more menacing, with cryptic hints about her past mistakes, betrayals, and relationships. Mercedes' mood shifts. The confident, vivacious woman who started the night begins to grow wary, her gaze shifting anxiously to the entrance, as if she expects someone to walk in at any moment. 3. The arrival of a ghost from her past. Just when Mercedes thinks the night couldn't get any stranger, a figure steps into the pub, casting a long shadow over the crowded room. It's Shane, an old acquaintance with whom she shares a rocky history. Shane is known around Hollyoaks as a man with connections, someone who can find anyone and anything for the right price. But tonight, he's here with a purpose of his own, one that centers around Mercedes. He pulls her aside, and the two share a heated, whispered conversation. Shane reminds her of their history, of things she thought were long buried and forgotten. His presence alone is unsettling, but what he's come to reveal is far worse than she could have imagined. 4. The cruel twist. A heartbreaking secret revealed. Shane drops the bombshell. Mercedes has a child she never knew about. Years ago, during one of her chaotic, wild spells, she was pregnant, and through a series of manipulations and lies orchestrated by those around her, led to believe she'd lost the baby. Shane reveals that this child, now a teenager, has been raised by another family under tragic circumstances. The child, unaware of their true identity, has grown up in foster care after their adoptive parents recently blindsided. The weight of the revelation hits her with such force that she has to sit down. All these years, she'd mourned the loss, believed it was a closed chapter. Now, her grief turns to anger as she realizes she's been denied the chance to know her own child. 5. The fallout with the McQueens. The McQueen family, always dramatic and fiercely loyal, soon learns about Mercedes' secret through overheard conversations and snippets of gossip. They react as only the McQueens can, with passion, accusations, and chaotic support. Nana McQueen, the matriarch of the family, confronts Mercedes, demanding to know how she could keep such a secret. But Mercedes, voice shaking with a mixture of rage and sorrow, explains that she didn't know. For once, Mercedes isn't the instigator of trouble, she's the victim of a cruel twist orchestrated by people who wanted to control her life. It's a rare moment of vulnerability for Mercedes, and it causes a rift in the family as everyone tries to come to terms with this new reality. 6. An unlikely ally. Amidst the fallout, Mercedes finds support in an unexpected place, James Nightingale. Known for his ruthless demeanor and his own troubled past, James is one of the few people who seems to understand the pain of family secrets and betrayal. He offers his help, both legally and emotionally, as Mercedes grapples with the decision of whether to find her long-lost child. James, with his sharp wit and steely resolve, helps Mercedes see that she has the right to know her own child and that the situation, while painful, is not her fault. Their bond deepens as James becomes her confidant, the two finding common ground in their experiences of family heartache and betrayal. 7. A dangerous plan. Determined to get answers, Mercedes decides to track down the people involved in the scheme that kept her child a secret. Shane warns her against it, claiming that the people she's dealing with are dangerous and well-connected. But Mercedes, known for her fierce resolve and fearlessness, refuses to be intimidated. She ropes in a few of her closest allies, including her cousin Goldie and James, and sets out on a quest for justice. As Mercedes delves deeper, she uncovers a dark network of individuals who profited from the adoption of children from vulnerable families. Each revelation stokes her anger and determination, pushing her to confront the people responsible for her child's stolen years. 8. A mother's determination. In the closing scene, Mercedes sits alone in her bedroom, looking at an old photograph Shane gave her of her child as a baby. The enormity of her mission hits her. Finding her child, reconnecting, and making up for lost time won't be easy. She's known for her tough exterior, but this quest to find her child reveals a softer, vulnerable side of her that rarely surfaces. With tears in her eyes and a steely resolve, Mercedes vows that she'll stop at nothing to find her child, no matter the cost. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Hollyoaks Update YouTube channel for more update news.